Good afternoon. Welcome, Arsenal fans worldwide. Today, the team, let's go through the team. It was basically set up for Ozil to get the best out of him. The best that we could do at the back was Koscielny and Socrates at the back, but we had a good foundation. Three in midfield for Ozil to do his best work. Um, and then we had two strikers up front, so the midfielders were Xhaka and Guendouzi, and of course Torreira. Mainly due to the Mkhitaryan injury, I believe that Ozil and Emery set the team up around Ozil. But um, you may not have even known that Ozil was playing. We'll get into that later. So the team started out pretty well on the front foot for once. Aubameyang getting an early goal. I don't understand these first phase, second phase situations. The commentators um, seem to be describing Lacazette as being offside, but he did allow the defender to try to clear the ball, and the ball ricocheted off Lacazette, came in towards the centre of the penalty box. It was a little bit more of a scramble. Lacazette had come to the centre of the box, and then through some skill, he was able to find Aubameyang uh, on the outside left of the penalty area, and Aubameyang finished very nicely with a side foot into the top right hand corner. And for once, Arsenal had a lead, um, which is something that they did not really do well this season so far with. Um, Koscielny was in the team, and my feeling was like this outing would bring him on. And his partnership with Socrates looked pretty good. Uh, so Arsenal had started well. But after 20 minutes, I was thinking Brighton really hadn't gotten into the game. And then a couple of situations that Brighton had, one of them with Glenn Murray kicking the ball out of Leno's hands, which warranted a free kick. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, uh, you would have wanted that for you, for your team, for your strikers. So, referees seem to be clamping down a lot more on any kind of interference with the goalkeepers. Physicality is going out of the game. Um, so, on 30 minutes, Aubameyang really had a great chance. A ball over the top from Guendouzi was, I think it was Torreira this occasion. Guendouzi had supplied the first chance in the second minute. Uh, Torreira played the ball over the top to the inside left channel. Aubameyang was running through. He chested it forward, and he tried to place it in the bottom left-hand corner of the goalkeeper from his right foot. That was probably the turning point of the game, I would say, because that was on 30 minutes, and within 4 minutes of that, Brighton had their equaliser. Arsenal had gone forward for a corner kick and long ball forward, and only Lichtsteiner was back really to defend that long ball forward. Tried to get his head on it, and he actually flicked it into the path of the striker, who was able to take it past Leno and score. Halftime came. That was on 34 minutes. Halftime came, and the changes at halftime were Ozil for Wobie. So Ozil really let the first half go by. He didn't really have an impact on the game. And we are reliant so much on our strikers. I would like to see more goals coming from other parts of the pitch. We're relying so much on Aubameyang and Lacazette. It's not even funny. Um, we are subbing Lacazette off after, on this occasion, Lacazette was out after 60 minutes. But first of all, Iwobi came on for Ozil. There was a little bit of an impact in the early part of the second half, but Iwobi didn't really have a great impact on the game. Lacazette then came on 60 minutes for Ramsey. We really need somebody on the right side of our midfield. We're really crying out for a winger. I'm hoping in this January transfer window that we can get a winger and a commanding centre back. A commanding centre back. Let's do that. We need balance on our right side of the field, and Ramsey came on for Lacazette, and Arsenal went from a 4-3-1-2 to a 4-4-2 system. Um, on 70 minutes, Koscielny then came on for Ainsley, Maitland, and Niles. So again, due to injuries and suspensions, but mostly injuries, Koscielny had a good outing in 70 minutes. That will hold him in good stead. Um, so he came out after 70 minutes. Ainsley, Maitland, Niles came on, and that uh, we changed the formation again to a 3-5-2 situation. Um, Problems today were long balls over the back four, and that was really a problem. We need a commanding centre back. So much of this season has been about restoring a good feel factor, and I feel like Emery has done a really good job with that. Um, we started out with low expectations. We were playing Manchester City and Chelsea, and then we went on a long unbeaten run of 22 games, and that's not easy to do in any field, even Sunday League. It's not easy to do. To go unbeaten for 22 games is quite difficult. And then we had a tricky patch there against Southampton recently, and Spurs. We came up against the Spurs team that are just playing really well right now. Spurs are scoring goals for fun. It pains me to say this, but they're doing quite well right now. We just need to hang in there and stay on course of that for that top four finish. But in order to do that, we need to keep the feel good factor going. Emery needs to dip into the transfer market pretty soon. Um, we are showing good signs of a different team spirit, specifically against Burnley, who tried to bring a physical attitude to that game at the Emirates on the weekend. Um, they tried the rough stuff, and we now have players who are capable of mixing it with other physical players. We have Torreira and we have Socrates, and those players, and especially Kolasinac, and those players are not willing to let other players be physical with them. Within every game, you have to win the physical part of the game first and not be allowed to be pushed around. And I thought on Saturday, Arsenal did that quite well. Although, albeit it was a typical Arsenal game for this season that we've been having. Um, really just sewing up the game, making it safe in the last few minutes. Typically, we have been drawing going in at half time and then having a lead. And our defence has been quite leaky in the first half of the season. So I'm hoping that we can fi- fix that situation come the January transfer window. Um, and then games have been just finished. There's a 3-1, getting a late goal. So appearances can be deceiving. This team is Arsenal showing signs that they're improving, but then you run into a result like this, Brighton, a draw, and every weekend you're going to have some teams that are going to go ahead of you, and you're going to have some situations where you will reclaim some of the ground on them. It just happens to be today we lost some ground to those ahead of us. Our real target right now is the top four, and specifically it appears that our real target now is Chelsea for that fourth spot. Um, Looks like Liverpool, Manchester City, and the scum are going to be fighting it out for those top three places. I do not believe that Tottenham can win the league, and I have to see if Liverpool can withstand the run in, a psychological aspect of that. Manchester City need to establish their best 15 players and not rotate as much, and they need some consistency and some luck with injuries. Liverpool have been quite lucky with injuries, so it's going to be an exciting run in for the title. Arsenal's aims this year will be top four, hopefully winning the Europa League and possibly doing quite well in the remaining FA Cup. Probably a silver lining has been that Tottenham did beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and we don't have to face Chelsea for two games, which would be a fixture pile up in the month of January. The cup games are going to come soon, so this period was very important, and pressure is on Arsenal to go to Anfield and get a result, um, and to keep pace with Chelsea. But today was a draw, a slightly disappointing draw. But for the most part of this season, we have uh, we have excelled and we have exceeded expectations. So let's keep the faith, Arsenal supporters worldwide. If you liked everything I had to say, please subscribe, like, and hit that subscribe button. I would love to get to 100 subscribers, and I need Arsenal fans worldwide to help me do that. Wish everybody a happy new year. Now that the holiday season, Christmas is past. Wishing all Gunners worldwide a happy new year, and subscribe, like, and hit that subscribe button. Oh, and did I say subscribe one more time? Thank you. Bye.